Okay. Testing. It looks like we're all coming through. Everyone make some noise.
Hey.
Hi.
And we have the
But what about
Fawns
it?
playing with us tonight.
Hi, my name is...
The Fawns.
Yeah, sorry, let me get into character.
Hang on.
Hey. I don't know what else to
There it
say.
is.
That really
Come
is.
on.
Hey.
that was a
50s,
fully what I
baby.
expected right there.
That's
Really?
a good job.
Really
Yeah.
fell short. Hello everyone. I'm Logan, online as NeverSayDice. This is our Sharn Nights campaign. Logan Online. Logan on OnlyFans. Just kidding. I mean, I
You can't
could.
do that anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah. Rip our OnlyFans.
Pour one out for OnlyFans.
We just moved from Tumblr too. That's kind of unfortunate.
They're going wherever we go. Just kidding. We do not have porn. Yet.
Yet.
Speak for yourself.
Wait for that fan art to start coming out, and that'll be...
Hey, if they have
Yeah,
fan art, then we can use that, right?
Yep. Yes, all of our, like, character art's just gonna be all of you guys just, like, butt-ass naked.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
Oleg with nothing but tentacles covering his private parts.
This is ideal,
Yeah.
really.
Kind of like what is it, the Renaissance painting of Aphrodite rising from the sea.
Yes.
It's just Oleg surrounded by eldritch monstrosities.
That's pretty beautiful, actually.
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta say,
good.
this is a good picture. I'm gonna commission that.
Get like a big ass oil painting of that just to hang over your mantle place.
Why
It
would I
probably
have an
already
ass-
does. I don't
Why
know.
would I have an ass oil painting?
Well, so on that note, no crazy announcements. I'm sort of doing an overhaul of things, kind of changing it up and mostly clearing out some new stuff or some old stuff for some new stuff. And I have my to-do list way over here of overflowing, so it'll get done. But Sharn Nights tonight, no Shadows over Driftchapel this week. I'm streaming video games. I'm doing an evil playthrough of The Sims, except I started as a child, and I'm developing all sorts of crazy backstory about my parents and why I'm going to be an evil criminal mastermind. It's too much fun. I just grew up to be a teenager, and I have more control over my outfits. So I wear this dark cloak and a hood like a cultist to school and like in my normal everyday life. It's too much fun. It is absolutely too much fun.
Sims is so good.
It's so good.
I missed that you were talking about The Sims for a minute.
In real life, that's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
doing. And I also played Cozy Grove today. That was lots of fun. So I'm doing that. No Shadows over Driftchapel this week. But we will be back next week. Then hopefully a few weeks after that, we'll be doing another date night with my friend Ian. Probably do something Wild West themed. Looking forward to that shit. But besides that, that's it. Check out my Patreon. I'm going to have another 5-part adventure coming out tomorrow that's going to be available for everyone. It's going to be icy themed in honor of our Icewind Dale campaign coming up. And on top of that, if you subscribe to my Patreon, you get access to all sorts of extra crazy stuff. Plus, I'm going to be posting a poll in the near future for some bonus one-shots that we're going to play and record and post for my Patreon supporters. Mostly spin-offs of our Sharn campaign. We have thrown out millions of ideas for one-shots as we've been playing this campaign, and my Patreon supporters will get access to those once we start playing them. Some things we've considered are what we've called the Sharnies, and everyone plays as Sharn children or children of our current characters who go and investigate and get treasure, a la the Goonies, my namesake for Never-Say-Dice. On top of that, doing sort of a throwback 70s cop show-esque one-shot for Bob in his heyday as an officer of the Sharn Watch. There's also, because of Austin, there's some one-shot that's bouncing around in my head of mind flayers and cats that are beneath the city. Do you guys remember that? him
It
doing
seems
that.
vaguely
Vaguely.
familiar.
Yeah, there's a one shot
Yeah.
somewhere. I was gonna have to find it. I'll have to dig through it and figure it out. But then also stuff with Little Barovia. I want to explore that some more and all sorts of stuff. Plus, there was also the Game of Drawers one shot where y'all play as kitchen
That one wasn't real. We're not doing
utensils and vie for counter space and appliances. A Game of Thrones-esque one shot, but you all are kitchen supplies.
Love it. Can't wait to do that one.
So yes.
We all loved you all loved Sausage Party, so we're thinking of bringing that goodness to you.
Yeah.
Remember how that movie ends in a food orgy?
No, I never saw that movie.
You never
Oh,
saw it?
does.
I
I
saw it and I
saw
don't
that.
remember anything about it. I think I like repressed a lot of the
Probably
movie.
the best. Yeah.
Can Little Barovia just be Vampire the Masquerade? It just transitions into a whole nother game.
Yes.
There you go.
That's it. Yes.
I love the total clash that would come from a world that has both the Vampire the Masquerade and Bob Springfire living in it.
It's insane, dude. Anything can happen in Sharn.
Sharn.
I think we might be reaching the limit of anything. I think we're about there.
No, let's see where it could take us.
There are no limits to comedy, Logan.
I'll crank them boys up.
Dub boys.
With that, we'll do some RP warm-up and some recap. Xavier's the last victim for RP warm-up, which was unfortunate because his power went out, and I was like, no, he's the one! He's the chosen one.
Okay.
So, Xavier, if you roll me a d20,
A whole 20?
a whole 20. All 20 sides, roll every one of them.
Well, I got 3. So
I have $3.
it's a good start.
This was one.
roast beef, pizza.
This was one that Alan did, actually, because I distinctly remember how stupid it was.
Oh no.
So, Xavier, normally I cross them out and I'll go into an overflow one. Do you want to do this really stupid one that Alan did, or do you want a fresh one?
Let's do a stupid one. Let's do it. Let's go for it.
What's one errand that Spike has to take care of next time he has a day off? Figure out who he is.
Right? No, the next errand. So I had sent you a message because I was just like, I'm gonna make up stuff on the fly just in case.
I love that.
And one of the things I made up about Spike is that he signs every like petition and flyer that he gets without reading them. He just likes the idea of just helping people.
Hey, sir, have you heard about...
He's like, yep. There he goes. So he is supposed to be volunteering at the local pet shop or something next Tuesday. So he has to make time for that. Does he know? Has he ever been to that pet shop? Does he know where it's at? No, but he has to figure it out. He just knows next Tuesday he's supposed to be there.
Sir, are you willing to volunteer because mind flayers keep adopting our kittens?
He's just like, yeah, and he just signs it immediately.
Yes, Austin, I remember. There's a one-shot they're coming up somehow with that. That has to be a premise, some way, shape, or... It's going to be a heist one-shot where you all play mind flayers, and you have to go get one singular cat from within the city.
Yes.
The chosen cat. Ooh, absolutely terrible.
And then the cat is just like a little buddy to hang around in our lair, right?
Definitely.
Nothing bad happens to the cat.
Definitely
He's
not.
just, he's just there.
We destroy
Okay.
the entire city if something bad happens to the cat, of course.
Yeah, I love the
Without
idea that
hesitation.
mind flayers are like these manipulative, like unrepentant monsters, but they do really love their cats.
They probably admire the cats and respect the cats.
Yeah.
They've tricked people into thinking they've been domesticated and trained, but in fact...
It's just like, there's something about you, Mr. Fluffy Mittens, that speaks to me in my deep, cold, illithid heart.
I feel a kindred spirit.
All right, they're going up all the way then, maxing out.
Yes, make us as loud as possible.
That's it, right there. especially Carson. Carson, speak louder.
Hello.
Are you Carson?
That's a dangerous game
I
you're playing
wish.
there.
Yeah, I feel like there's no in between with Carson. It's either like very delicately like whispering in my ear or microphone touching the dangly bit at the back of your throat.
Yeah, okay, let me do my test. I'm testing 1, 2. Ah!
Mm.
I
Rocktuck!
don't want to be here anymore.
Awesome. Great. So I'm gonna switch over to the playing screen, but all of our videos are messed up because Xavier just had to go and lose power.
No. Travis just left too.
So here, let's
I'll
do
go
a,
like that.
let's do a roulette. Let's see if I can fix it just by randomly shifting the videos around. Nope. Nope.
I'm still away.
What if we just play the character that we land on?
I was thinking that I was doing this earlier and I thought the same thing. It was like Oleg as Varian, and I was like,
Go for it.
oh, let's see. Yeah, so I'm just gonna fucking have to manually move you guys around. So,
Do you want us to?
yeah, I was gonna say if one of you wants to either volunteer to do the recap, or I can tell one of you to do it. He's right.
I can do it if no one else wants to.
Carson, I can always count on you to do it.
Hey, what can I say?
I'm walking you.
I'm Noden here.
You're what? You're noting here?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounded like a weird euphemism. I'm noting. Like N-O-D.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'll tailor my language to your particular tastes.
Thank you.
Okay, are we okay, who's gonna do the recap this time? Okay. So last time on Sharn Nights. Hi, I'm very into Madoni. You may remember me from the last year of streaming, and I'm here to tell you this is just a game. Anyway, last time on Sharn Nights, we discussed how to approach Keelan Boromar. And in the meantime, Cornelius went off to the magic shop to plant seeds of doubt in the mind of the dastardly Rays, which seemed to take hold. We'll see if they sprout. Then, and after Cornelius's masterful confrontation, he obtained a new familiar. And on the way back, Cornelius brings me a piece of House Cannith's orrery, which I, very into Madoni, if you'll remember, ascertained through the use of the Identify spell, cast ritually, of course. Gotta be frugal with those spell slots. To be a chronolometer. Wow, I fucked that up. Chronolometer.
One more time. One more time.
Chronolometer.
Okay.
An item of immense magical power in the area of controlling and manipulating time. Cornelius gave me the chronolometer to further study alongside Oleg, which was a curious connection to a much earlier case we had solved. I believe perhaps an extension of our first case in which we took down a Dask lieutenant named Gara, in whose possession we found a series of very peculiar blueprints for some sort of ancient arcanotech. So after that little side adventure, we headed off to Little Plains to the Scarlet Frond, the normal hangout spot of one Keelan Boromar. Half of us went in quiet while the others made their presence known. And as we all looked around in anticipation, we heard cheers erupt from the crowd of halflings and others in attendance, and largely Boromar members and their accomplices, as a man dressed in an ostentatious fur coat walked in. One Keelan Boromar.
I think this happened last time, but I can't deny it. Person, take a point of inspiration. Entertaining and thorough recap.
I
love you.
I'm imagining you guys are sitting in the club and Varian's mumbling to himself.
Yeah.
All of this in third person.
Yeah, Varian has figured out that he is a character in a game by now.
How
But
many
he's just
Red
rolling
Bulls
with
were he deep when he found that one out?
Yeah.
Like 10. He's like seeing in the fabric of reality and realizes that he's just a digital recreation. He's like, wait a minute.
I'm
Can't even say a
imagining
piece of paper anymore.
like he's done so much research about magic and the realms of reality and planes of existence that he's like, Faerun, that's a weird place. Theros, never heard of it. Earth? Who is this fellow named Carson Sappho?
Sounds like a bit of a ponce.
Oh, Jesus. So, yes, and on top of all of this, if I could get all of you to make an insight check for me.
Oh, shit.
Didn't I like say something to him before we ended?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I think you did something. I don't know if you directly said anything, but I don't remember. I think you
I
made...
stood up to like meet his gaze. or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the recap,
Every-
so it didn't exist.
Yeah,
Got a natural 20.
Amen, brother.
I see it all as I'm dancing.
What are we rolling for?
insight.
So did
Insight.
I.
Okay.
Like, dude, 2 natural 20s? Hell yeah,
Oh,
dude.
insight.
The warlocks are on point today, boys. That would make a grand total of 27.
All right, I'm at a measly 22.
I have an 11.
Good job, Oleg. You were the only one.
I rolled a 19, so 29.
Oofda. Let's see here. So, at this point, we'll call it a very nice 5 o'clock. The crowd of the nightclub has been small up until this point. They've had maybe half the betting tables up and running, half staff most of the time. But as 5 o'clock hits, Keelan Boromar arrives, more people have filtered in at this point, and on top of that, more Boromar people to compensate for more people in general. And this is something that Donovan would definitely know already. But this is something that over the time of you sitting here, you kind of pick up on the tone of this place. It's... Being in Little Plains, it has a lot of natural decor, plenty of foliage and bone decorations, maps and artifacts, and all varieties of tapestries from the Talenta Plains. But it is by no means the nicest Boromar facility. Those all operate, in the Skyway, in the Upper City, where plenty of Dragonmarked house people, nobles, some of the 60 families, they all kind of mingle up in the Upper City with the Boromar clan, in very nice gambling halls and restaurants and bars. Then, at the bottom side of everything, down in Khalistan, down in the Lower City, that's where the real shady shit happens. That's where Spike knows his fence friend. That's where Cornelius leaves his apartment and sees someone dying on the steps. That's where the real shady shit happens. But the Scarlet Frond is in the Middle City. So even though it is sort of almost historical, you can sort of tell it rides that fine line between being nice and being shady. There's some people that come in that are kind of wearing a more upscale clothes, tipping a little bit bigger. Then a couple people that are really keep it to themselves, the dark hooded figure in the corner. And it sort of lends to this air of uncertainty. At least in the upper city, you're guaranteed, like, okay, no crazy shit's going to be going down because everyone's too good for that. But in the lower city, doesn't matter. Here, who knows? So as you guys are kind of keeping eyes on things, you're starting to pick up on these uncertain vibes between the clientele and also the people. You realize that some of the card dealers, some of the moderators of these games aren't just these cute little halflings. Some of them are packing or muscular or just are keeping their eye on everyone.
Not like that, Xavier. Stop it.
Yeah, they all have huge so at
Hey,
least
bud. Nice cock.
that's guy. They all have big shoes. And you know what they say about halflings with big shoes?
Kingdom Hearts cosplayers.
Big
they're the worst.
daggers. Kingdom Hearts.
Nobody make a move. I'm pretty sure everyone in here is packing a keyblade.
Holy shit.
Oh.
No one say anything about the darkness or we're all dead.
But
Hey, buddy, you say something about the darkness?
you fucking talk about the dark. So even though there are some very clearly identified bodyguards of the Boromar clan, you can still tell that maybe some of the other employees, even a passing waiter or waitress or bartender, could potentially cause a bit of trouble too, especially as more employees start coming in, more patrons start coming in. As Keelan Boromar comes in, again, halfling wearing this thick fur coat that makes him just look like this, cousin it kind of figure walking in, but bald, shiny head, a beard he almost has like half a beard with scarring along the other side of his chin and neck. But wrinkles, liver spots, a halfling that's easily halfway through his 2nd century, if not near his 3rd century of life.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do I know how he got that scar? No one say Joker. No one make a Joker reference. No one do anything. I just want to ask a question.
Probably not. You've not known him for 200 years, so he's had it for a while and doesn't really talk too much about it.
Okay.
But as he walks in, all of you notice that the guards that are immediately around him are a little bit different than a few of the guards around the club itself. They have, classic dark clothing, but they also have what seem to be more traditional facial tattoos. Like in Talenta Plains, you saw some people running around in little plains that had similar tattoos. These halflings are thickly built, have these facial tattoos, all varieties of bone piercings, but then they're all wearing matching identical bone amulets with some kind of claw hanging from it. The claw. And Spike and Killian, Killian flits away. Going to, no worries. Going to, there's no way for me to hide that. Killian flits away because he got no sleep and he needs to find some coffee grounds to eat. But Spike, you notice similar men from the night before. However, there's more now. The night before, he only had 4 people with him. But you kind of pick up that you guys confronting him at fucking 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning spooked him a little bit, maybe. And so now he has 6 of these thickly built halflings with him. All walking in, everyone yells for him, cheers style. Donavan making eye contact. And he throws up a hand, gives you a little wave and a nod, and starts walking his way over to you at the bar. Our sneaky folks were Killian, Varian, and Spike.
Yeah.
And then Donovan over at the bar. Cornelius was around in Oleg. We're sort of more in plain sight. So, depending on your means of keeping a low profile, if I could get Spike and Varian to make a dexterity stealth check or a charisma stealth check, depending on your means of keeping it quiet.
Ah, I am having such a fun time at this bar. Haha.
Yeah, that's basically, are you like blending in, or are you just kind of keeping your head down, newspaper in front of your
Cool.
face?
So do I want the +1 to charisma skills or the +1 to dexterity skills?
Ooh.
I have a 16. And I'm going to say it's charisma because I'm already on the dance floor, so.
What dance
Dirty
were we
20. Okay.
20, nice.
Yeah.
Nice job.
And what'd you get, Spike?
16.
16. And Varian, are you charisma or dexterity stealthing?
Dexterity stealthing would be like actually hiding, whereas charisma would just be kind of like making yourself unremarkable.
It could be so charisma could sort of lend either way, being unremarkable or just blending in and playing it super normal. Stealth could sort of be both ways as well, of either being super in the corner at the back of the room and no one notices you, or just doing like just inconspicuous stuff and just kind of moving from place to place so no one really keeps an eye on you.
Yeah, I'll use dexterity for that. Just kind of not being in any like very noticeable area, just kind of staying off to the side.
Okay. Now I remember Donovan, you were over at the bar hanging out, getting some drinks. Oleg, do you want to be with Donovan since you were not stealthing or doing anything, or do you just kind of want to float around, go sit in a booth or chair somewhere?
I'll just be with Donovan. Gotta make sure that I just exist in some way.
Okay. And then we'll worry about Austin later. So, Keelan and his friends, and Donovan, you would know that these bodyguards that are around him are called Clawfoots, named for the traditional Talenta Plains mounts. They're sort of the upper echelon of bodyguards in the Boromar clan. So more than just your typical street thug. He slowly hobbles his way over to you with a little bone cane and makes it over to you, holds up a hand, and says, "Mr. Damon, it's been a while."
I don't take his hand.
What?
As he puts his hand out, I go, "Sorry, I just washed my hands."
Well, are they wet or something? Come on.
Yep, as intuitive as always.
What brings you here?
What, I need a reason to come see an old friend?
Turns to the guys around him. Turns to Oleg. Says, first calls me grime, then calls me friends. What is this guy? And then turns to Oleg and says, "Pleasure to meet you, Master Kundaraka, Keelan Boromar." Sticks out his little halfling hand.
I shake his hand, and I'll just say, "Yeah, it's no big deal. It's just whenever you kill somebody,
What's he talking about?
That can wait. You got time to talk business?
Business.
Business.
I thought it was understood our business together was done.
I just got some interesting new information I thought you might want to be privy to. Something about a new business associate of yours that might be taking advantage of a deal.
He leans in a little bit. He says, you know, I love hearing news, good or bad. Any news is good news to my ears. But ever since you were running around with some Dask, I don't know if I can trust any of your news.
Oh, you can trust a lot of things from me. News, threats of violence. Take your pick. I have one of each for you. Just depends on which one you want.
Well, you know, the latter's not the best idea in my place of business. And you've always been good on your word, but can't play it too careful.
Your men can come with us. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just trying to give you some news. Maybe strike a deal.
Donovan, make a persuasion check for me.
27.
He looks at Oleg, and now that he takes a gander at the room, first, before he takes a gander at the room, Austin.
Hi.
You were not being stealthy, correct?
Yep. It was
He was with me.
So you were all three of you sitting at the bar?
Yes.
So Keelan will make his introduction to you, Cornelius, and he already seems to know your name.
I'm sure he does.
Yes, definitely. Definitely does. And so now he will take a gander around the room to see since he knows you guys, he's gonna see if who else might be here. Nope, never mind.
Nice.
Incredible.
He technically beat Spike's stealth by 1. However, he knows Spike based on reputation as a Warforged cowboy, and you're out there as just a normal Warforged, dancing around.
I'm naked.
You're fucking naked. So he does not take note
Spike
of you.
I thought he threatened him yesterday.
Were you disguised as?
Yeah, I know. I was a food blogger yesterday.
Because I
I didn't
feel like
realize
you had
you
a
would put on
physical
disguise.
thing.
Yeah, I was a food blogger. I was like, this is my shit. I also didn't say, hey, my name is Spike.
You said, but you said, I thought you said, did you leave a body at my apartment?
I did say that.
Okay, maybe I have to rethink this perception.
Spike is trying to say.
I mean, honestly, he may have been just confused at like this random person coming up and asking that question. He may not be that smart. He may still not know that was Spike.
Hell, he may just be like, which person who I left a
Yeah,
head in their
which apartment?
is this?
Which
Do you
week
have
is
the
it?
little idea how little that narrows that down?
It was
Hey,
like
buddy, you're gonna have to
yesterday
be
was,
more specific.
Which one?
yesterday was Thursday, so I guess that means like and he pulls out like a whole Rolodex and it's just like
Are you Spike, Donna, Richard?
So, Keelan whispers to one of his clawfoot bodyguards next to him, and the three of you sitting at the bar watch as it makes his way over to the Warforged on the dance floor.
does that natural 20 insight help me see this?
We'll get to you in a second.
Is that the vibe of this place?
We're making it the vibe.
Probably not. It's probably like very close to like some kind of like Indian pop or hip hop. Like it's beat
okay.
heavy, but it's a like the tone qualities and stuff are a little bit different.
Oh,
So,
I gotta get you Bollywood grunge. Very cool.
Bollywood
Yeah.
grunge.
A little like microtonal.
Yeah, there you go. All being played on like bone instruments and stuff like that. At least for now. But sends one clawfoot away and then turns back to you, Donovan, and says, "You know what? I'm feeling a bit generous today. I'll put some old feelings to bed for a bit. Sure.
That makes two of us.
Let's walk." And so he gestures for the three of you and all of his guards to follow. Of course, Donovan and the guards, you know where you're going. To the far side. The area that's where sort of the secret meeting room is separated from the main floor via like one-way glass. And so he leads you back through the main foyer where the coat check is, nods to the coat check person, steps through a door that right there at coat check and into a meeting room to where through one-way glass you can now overlook pretty much the whole club floor, or at least half of where majority of the gambling tables are. This is where
Is
a lot
this-
of
On my way out, I want to like ash my cigarette like in a like ashtray, and as I do, just point at like kind of like subtly point at where Varian is, and just send him a message, and just say, "Eyes and ears, kid. Be careful. I'm going in."
Is this the same room that I saw Keelan and the professor having that conversation?
that was upstairs.
Okay.
And you get the vibes that this side room with the one-way glass is where scheduled meetings happen. The thing with Dr. Cloveholler seemed kind of impromptu, and in the upstairs is where sort of the private chambers and lounge rooms for Boromar are.
I shoot back to Donovan. I'm just like, understood. I hope you know what you're doing.
I just smile. I mean, I smile like in a way that he can see visually.
I'm going to, while I have visual of Varian, I'm going to go ahead and establish a mind link so that we have that just in case, while I still have visual sight,
Good stuff.
and hold on to that while we're in. Oh, I mean, we could probably see him through the two-way glass, the one-way glass anyway. So
4. Donovan, if I could get you to make a stealth check for me.
Trying to decide what dice I want to use. You know what? You're new. Okay, cool. New dice roll good. That is a 21.
And 4. So you're led back through the foyer coat check area through the side door and into this meeting room. You walk by a nice cushioned silken couch. And into the room proper, there's a nice little side table. There's a little open bar area just covered in liquor and all varieties of alcohol to grab a drink. They pull up a few chairs for you guys, and Cornelius, Oleg, Donovan, and Keelan Boromar, and 5 of his clawfoots make themselves comfortable.
Before we start talking, I'm just gonna look over. It's all right if I smoke.
I was about to ask the same thing.
Actually, yeah, back in the day, didn't have any of these newfangled magics, but now we've got this magical, and you look up and there's like a rune on the ceiling. It's like this magical ventilation. Just sucks the shit right up.
Is that actually what that is?
Make an Arcana check.
I would also like to ask.
Wow, rolling fire today. I don't have proficiency in Arcana.
I don't like rolling fire on things that matter very little.
24.
It's actually the phantasmal killer I'm just kidding. Yeah, it is.
If you say the magic words,
It
a
is.
lightning
You
bolt.
die. No, it is. It's everyday magic. It's very normal.
I
Ventilation.
don't know if that's
stuff
how
like that.
ventilation works, but sure.
Magical ventilation. It just sucks the shit right up and
It's
dumps it
magic,
out.
Travis. Shut up.
There's some other plane elsewhere that's just filled with cigarette smoke.
Yes.
It probably just deposits it in the plane of fire because, I mean, what's a little more smoke with all the smoke, you know?
That is a very fun thought that Magic and Misfits talked about when it came to the poop. Like what happens
Where
to the
does it
poop whenever
go?
you disappear.
Yeah.
Where does
There
it
must be
go?
some
Don't
poor
worry
person's
about
room.
it.
Welcome to the crap dimension.
Once again, sends it to the plane of fire because it's incinerated.
And it just goes,
Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds very
smells
smelly.
terrible.
I mean, the plane of fire can't smell that great. It's probably like
Sulfur, yeah.
brimstone.
But anyway,
It's
we're
fair.
chilling.
You're chilling. Sits
We're
down.
smoking.
Offered drinks. It's all very cordial and casual.
I'll serve myself. I'll use telekinesis and just grab a nice bottle and just bring it to me,
Yeah.
and then just pour myself a little too much. That's polite. That is polite. And I'll do the same for Cornelius and Oleg if he wants it.
Yeah. And
Like I go for like some really nice bourbon. I'm like,
oh.
and I stare at him while I do it.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to mind. He's mostly taken aback by the telekinesis. He says, "Some new skills?"
Got plenty of those. It's been a little while.
It has been a while.
So, business.
Business. What's this news?
You trust all these guys?
Of course, with my life.
Okay. We'll say I didn't warn you. So let's just do ourselves a big favor here and cut the shit. I know a lot of things that's been happening in the city, and I know you know a lot of things that's been happening in the city. A lot of upsets and political power going on right now. Ithronel taking over this district. I know you know about it, and I know you knew how it happened. You don't have to deny it. I already know, buddy.
Just got away with words. Just an asset.
She's got away with a lot of things, and I know you know that too. But I bet what you didn't know is that she's using your family here like a bunch of lapdogs. And I will pull out the recording of Ray's and that, and I will play it for him. Especially the part where they talk shit about the Boromar Clan. And then as soon as that ends, I click, and I just go,
That didn't sound like Ithronel.
Ithronel's not the important part of that. Those people she's with, that's her family. She has to keep that on the down low. So she knows what's going on there. That's the whole unfiltered truth.
Go ahead. Make a persuasion check for me.
23.
Okay.
The lowest I can roll possibly.
Family. She's never spoken about.
There's probably a reason why, so she can talk like that, and nobody, not even her little flunkies, have to know.
And if you would like, you don't mind me speaking out here, Donovan,
Go right ahead.
if you would like, I can give you additional proof that this is her family and that she's kept them on the down low, under lock and key. She had somebody guarding them, watching the place to keep them out of sight, out of mind, keep it out of the
but
public eye.
you already know about that, right? Because you left that head at my friend's doorstep the other day.
That woman.
Well, yep. I personally didn't do it, but
Oh, you never do. I know.
yep. Huh. Okay. So all this is true. She's used the Boromar clan. She's wormed her way up to a council position. Yada yada yada. Why? What's
We don't know that yet. What we do know is that she's not from around here. And something, we're all getting wrapped up in a little revenge game. And you, as powerful as your clan is, lapdogs.
Well, that is some news. I love hearing news. I think this might take a little bit of my own searching around for it. Can't go making enemies with everyone quite yet. But I'll put some guys on it, see what they can turn up. Confirm what you're saying.
You think about that. Make sure you're careful. Be a shame if something happened to you and your men. But just know that there's a big party coming up in her honor. And I got a feeling that something big is going to happen there. Whether it's some people in your family get hurt or she goes down. So you think about that. You put who you need to on it.
Yeah.
Cornelius, do you have anything else? Orla, do you have anything else you want to say? Because I have something just to wrap up.
Not unless you ask for additional proof of anything, because I can just show him memories. But
I think he trusts.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure catching up. I do, with all due respect, want to say one thing. I thought a long time what it would be like to see you face to face again. And as much as I would love to burn down your silly little bar here, reduce you to nothing but a smoldering, pathetic pile of ash that you are, I'm better than it. And you know, the only thing that makes me feel a little bit better, the only thing that can console me for the fact that my girl doesn't have a mom anymore, is the fact that when you go, I get to write the obituary, and no one's gonna give a shit about it. Put cigarette out, walk out.
And he waves a hand, and two of the clawfoot step in your way, and he says, "You're upset because I fired you? Is that what this is all about? Because I let you go live a happy life as a reporter?"
I think you did a little bit more than that.
I didn't kill you, but you were too
Oh.
good to us. I entrusted you with this information and let you go run off to our biggest enemies in Sharn.
Well, didn't you just do me a big old favor?
He looks at some of the other clawfoots. Stands up. Says, what would you have wanted to happen?
You know? I don't think I really thought about it. You know? There's no editor for life. Can I go now? I believe you got some work to do.
Sure. I suspect your work will soon be done.
I doubt it. And I just kind of like look at the people blocking my way and I just go,
And they step to the side.
I leave.
When we're walking out, I'll kind of lean over and be like, does he not believe he killed your wife or something? Like, I don't understand. Are you sure he's the one he did? I mean, I feel like he's the kind of guy who would be like, I fucked your wife, I killed him. Like, I don't feel like he'd be the guy who'd be like, haha, let's step around this kind of thing.
I had it on good information that he at least contracted it, but you know, contracting it, in my opinion, is as good as doing it. But I mean, he's not a good guy.
Well, he is, of course, but I mean, it's kind of people at least will say like, you know, I didn't do it, but you know, I know who did, or like, I don't know. He seemed genuinely confused whenever you said something.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be less confused if he knew.
Yeah, probably. He may not have done it, but he definitely had a part in it. So. Yes,
What's up,
awesome.
I'm trying to think. Hang on. Okay. Is the door closed at this point?
By this point, yeah.
Okay. Damn. Okay, never mind then. I have to be able to see him.
Okay. So you guys emerge from the side door at the coat room. The coat check person nods at you and waves you back out to the main floor, where Varian and Spike, you lay eyes on them. Spike, basically all that happens is you get hassled by this bodyguard. You can take it very easily. He just makes some quips about being a, you know, food blogger and, you know, didn't get enough food this morning and all sorts of weird little quips or something, but ultimately it doesn't amount to anything. Just trying to hassle you and scare you out of the club.
I remember his face.
His name is Jeremy. He has a mole on his left cheek and a wispy little
Okay.
mustache.
As soon as he leaves me alone, I just say under my breath, I'll kill you.
This isn't the end. My new arch nemesis.
Oh, man.
Oh god. But Varian, Spike, you watch as the three of them emerge from the coat check area in the vestibule to the main floor. And you guys can regroup and proceed as you wish. Go wherever you need to go. It's probably at this point about 6 o'clock. So crowd is still filtering in, getting more dense as time goes on.
When is the gala she invited us to?
Tomorrow night at about this time,
Tomorrow
7
night.
o'clock. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll meet up with everybody and try to give a lowdown at what happened.
Okay.
And I guess we can probably leave. We don't have to like hang around here.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
I'm gonna suggest we leave.
I don't want to be here when he decides that he has been thoroughly disrespected in his own establishment.
I could have punched him.
You could have, but
Probably should have.
I could have literally destroyed that entire bar if I really felt up to it.
That's
We
this is
still go
true.
back.
I'm still confused, but that's
But you didn't, and that means something.
about how thick are the walls of this place? That's a legitimate question. That's not a joke.
Maybe like 1.5 to 2 feet of stone.
Okay, good enough. I will look at Donovan as we're preparing to leave, and I will say, "Do you want me to find out? Just for sure? Oh, let's put that little seed there. You want me to find out for sure? I can find out right now.
Sure. Do it.
I'm gonna pop
Is this the thing
ghostly
with a
gaze.
check? Is this the thing with a check? Do you have to make a check?
Let me double check. Ha. It requires a wisdom saving throw on the other person's part.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna
I
use
could have helped
ghostly-
before, but I didn't.
I'm going
It's
to
all right.
use ghostly gaze and just look through the walls. And I'm going to put my eyes on the form of Keelan through the wall. And I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
10, 4. Surface thoughts are very logistical. Thinking, all right, we're gonna get Chandra. She can deliver the message pretty easily. A little bit of a threat. And then we'll get Frankie. Do you see him up for this? All right. It's very like just logistics, but clearly a plan is in motion.
I'm going to reach into the jacket, to the coat of my jacket. I'm going to squeeze the caltrop that Ipa gave me, and I'm going to essentially ask my spirit to help me with this, and I'm going to delve deeper into his thoughts and search for his thoughts on what Donovan was saying.
And you said that is a what kind of save?
Wisdom.
I'll use the dice that Todd got me.
I swear to God.
So I gave him disadvantage because you did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Still rolled a natural 17. So 18.
Yep. Nope. My spell save is 16. And as soon as I register that it doesn't work, I'm just going to look at Donovan and go, we should leave right now.
Specifically, though, Cornelius, with the surface thoughts. I'm going to go here. You hear where this person, Chandra, this halfling, where they're being sent. Oh God, excuse me. Let's see, and you recognize it as the bookstore or the book binding store owned by also the owner of the Sharn Inquisitive.
Not type. Good lord.
Half-tax Books and Binding. And we'll say at that, I'm going to go toilet cat, and we can all take a collective few minutes to get refills, break, etc. and
Walk
we'll be
the
back in
dog.
just a few minutes. Walk the dog. That's
I'll
not
be right
code
back.
for something.
No,
Live first. Okay, Carson, now describe
M.
that experience at band camp.
The year before, the Sousa section leader was this guy named Seth who was like 6'6", and we went to the like paint store. We were
Sherwin
just
Williams.
Yeah, we were just like, can we get some house paint to paint our friend? But no, we went
Oh,
to like
no.
Michael's, and we were just like, what would happen if we painted our friend green like the Hulk, and he was in the sun all day? And the lady was just like, he'd probably die. We were like, okay. So the next year we went as the Blue Man group, and it was a bad time.
Not heeding the warnings from
Yeah.
the year before.
That sounds awful. I don't understand. Like, there's people who LARP with me, and they'll be in full body, like, or at least like showing paint, and I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? This
If I
sounds
get
awful.
paint on like my fingers, I'm like,
Yeah, no,
I hate it. There's something about it. Well, anyway, so you guys step out into the Little Plains district and immediately are overwhelmed by the nightlife of Talenta halflings making music, making street food, playing games, and running around and yelling and making merry with each other this evening. You guys are all perceptive enough to quickly catch an eye the signs that are out and about outside along the streets and next to buildings about pickpockets in the area. The Sharn Watch has put these up to identify pickpockets, and you can immediately see halflings, some even just children running around and like grabbing purses off people, and it almost becomes a game as children take bags of coin from people, and then the same people they stole from chase after them and steal it back. It's just a big weird cultural thing here. But it's evening, it's dinner time. You guys leave the Scarlet Frond, and what is next on your docket? Do you want to go somewhere, have dinner, and chat? Going to head home, or is there something else you're wanting to do?
It's the same. Okay, so what day is it? Of the 7 days that we have, it's day 1, right?
Monday. Yep, it is day
Okay,
fucking
cool. Because
one.
I'm like, I don't think we should turn it in for the night just yet because we on a tight timeline. All right, so the weird dude at the club, he's been handled. So what's next on the agenda?
We've got a few things to discuss. What our very loose plan is going into tomorrow night. The possibility of acquiring the further pieces of these blueprints. Dealing with the Deokia menace. Am I missing anything?
No, pretty short. I mean, I don't remember. Honestly, my whole brain is being absorbed by the whole idea of getting rid of the Dale Kier. So pretty much anything that's happening in the next week is, I don't know. I don't care that much. So I think we should discuss at least. What do you think? What's gonna happen? Like, what is our main plan with dealing with Ithronel at this point, right? This should be the main thing. we should talk about.
I think that now that Boromar know what's going on, tomorrow might be a little bit more interesting than we were expecting.
Perhaps. I don't think we should rely on their support there.
No, but I mean, we have a case. We have proof. I wish Killian was here and he didn't fall asleep. So I could ask him. I guess what's his partner's name?
Usid.
And we can call Usid, right?
Yeah.
Cool. We could always call Usid and ask what do you think would be Ithronel's reaction is if at that gala tomorrow, while she's getting this prestigious award, they just try to arrest her.
It's press
Just a
the
big-
button.
A big production.
So you want to just ask you to develop, like, how possible it is to just arrest her?
What I'm saying is, if they make all these accusations or a grand scene is made of these accusations, do we think that her facade will crack if everyone is giving irrefutable proof that she is the house killer or has been the one pulling the strings?
We saw this coming down to some sort of public showdown. Maybe it's all the nasty brows I've read, but I don't think she's gonna go down quietly.
No, that's why we're going to be there too. But unfortunately, I feel like we're at that point where there's no way that we're going to be able to catch her or put an end to this without doing a little bit of a risk. And the sooner we take care of this, the sooner we can help Oleg with his problem. Because if what he said is correct, whatever things they're fucking with him, if we don't take her out of the picture, they're just going to give her even more resources to do bad things. You're so nosy. God.
In theory, my backup plan is I don't have to worry about any of this. So
What?
my backup plan is that my memory will be erased. I won't remember any of you, and I won't have to worry about it. So I guess this is kind of a
So your backup plan is to arguably, where you stand on a sort of metaphysical, ontological level, lose yourself and become
to the music.
a
Yeah.
puppet. Yeah, to the music of the Overmind.
Yes. Yeah.
That's plan B for you. That's not
Yeah.
like plan Z.
I don't
It's
really
not
have a
farther
plan
down
A,
the list.
so I mean, it's kind of nice that it's plan B, you know?
Okay, let's.
I guess it's
find
plan
somewhere-
C.
let's
The
find somewhere to
plan
sit
B, I
down
guess,
and talk things
would-
out.
in theory, plan B in theory would be to help them.
Telepathically to you, Cornelius, your new familiar Doc kind of communicates to you and says, "You're hanging out with this guy? You're keeping him around?"
You've got a lot to catch up on, my friend. A
Oh, yeah.
lot.
Is that refutable at all? He's gonna doom himself and just give up on all this?
I don't think he's gonna do that, but you know, he's kind of in a bit of a in a pickle. We'll talk about it later. You got a lot to catch up on.
In a way, I think that yeah, it'd be nice to figure out exactly. So you're saying possibly just trying to. We need some kind of evidence, no? I mean, like, we don't have irrefutable evidence that she is.
Oh,
one
we're
of the-
back on the other thing now.
Yeah, here we are.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, it's hard to keep myself, focused on the thing that I'd care less about. But yeah. So what is, what should we do at this point? With, I mean, how do we get more evidence at this point?
I think that I don't know that Cornelius did that thing with Raze, so I'm just gonna say maybe do we know what he's doing? Because what I'm thinking is if the police go to make a move on him or move on her at the Scala, accuse her of I don't know, supporting and being associated with the man or the person responsible for all those murders, and she publicly denounces that. What if Ray's is there?
Are we just hoping instead of arresting her that he would just magically, in the passion of the moment, decide to kill her?
No, I'm hoping that in the passion of the moment, he makes a scene and walks up to her and says, "You're lying," and that reaction provides irrefutable proof to everyone there that she does indeed have something to do with it. And then, probably, we'd have to stop both of them, which really is a downside of said plan. But I feel like there's no way this situation will happen where we don't have to get our hands a little dirty and get in a little bit of a scuffle. But I know, knowing what I know about this group, I'm sure that some of us will be very happy to blow off some steam in said scuffle.
But we also
We
need
do have a famous bounty hunter here, and whatever horrifying thing that Oleg has been brought up to do.
We also need to contend with the fact that Gwendolyn and her bunch may be there as well.
I'm counting on it.
Okay.
Because from the time we spent with Gwendolyn, for me it wasn't as long as the rest of you, but Gwendolyn's not a bad person.
Sure.
I think that Gwendolyn, I think that Ithronel did what Ithronel did to everybody else, and tricked Gwendolyn into thinking this is what was best for the city. And I think that if we can talk to Gwendolyn more, we can convince Gwendolyn to jump that ship before it's too late.
Spike is just happy that someone else finally agrees that Gwendolyn may not be a bad person. I'm just like,
Sure,
thankfully.
and maybe
I think we should at least try.
sure, and maybe Gwendolyn this whole time has been having some kind of secret plan to help us, but let's just assume that maybe she'll just try to kill us.
I have a suggestion. Why don't we talk to our boss?
I think that is an excellent suggestion.
Never mind, I might have some ideas.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, not that boss.
Old Rickon might have some good advice for the situation.
In this moment, I am going to, as I continue to preserve my mind link, I'm just going to very subtly ask Varian in my brain. You can scry, right?
Get me to a font, and I can.
Let's determine whether or not my conversation with Reyes is actually going to pay off in our favor or not on this. Because then we might not have to deal with him if things go the way I hope they did.
Probably not a bad idea. Yeah, we can do that before we wrap for the evening.
Okay, so what's the first thing you're gonna head to do? Speak to Rickon?
Yeah.
That might be a smart idea.
I'll cast Sending to Rickon and just say, mind if we drop by? We have some plans to discuss.
There's a long pause. A little too long.
Oh God, is he dead?
Yeah, pop on over. I'm just sitting at home.
We interrupt something? Or?
You gotta love whenever people have that, and it's like, is that person?
Yeah, is he gonna show up in a hastily put on bathrobe? Just like, oh, it's you guys.
Throw a sock away.
Oh, Travis, no.
That's not where I was going with that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was he? Yeah. Never mind. Let's continue.
Was he beating his meat?
Was he pooping?
Pooping into a sock? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Ah,
That's what I
my
was talking
poop
about.
sock.
As people do.
Oh, this is.
If you get enough poop in
awful.
there, it has a pretty good smack to it.
Oh my god. It's like a butter sock, but worse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just want to know, you
Yeah,
know,
you
like,
stick it in the fridge and
that's gonna be my next character idea. Is a guy who just has poop slings.
Nice. Nobody wants to fight that guy.
yeah.
Oh, I hate this.
That'll end the
wait.
campaign.
I know you all can't wait for Rime of the Frostmaiden to start. Spoilers.
Frozen shit sickles.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. And
That's kinda
It's
deadly.
kind of like yeah. It's like frozen paintballs, right? Like, except they stink really bad.
Jesus Christ.
I want to make an owl kind, just like our good friend, and the pellets will be my
Rock hard, icy pellets.
rock hard icy pellets.
Just shooting out of you like a little Nerf gun.
Yeah.
Ow.
Sorry I started this.
Yeah, so you're gonna go speak to Rickon, correct? Unless you change your mind after that sending.
I will look to the others and just say, let's take the scenic route.
Flort? Sure.
What?
Opposite of what I said.
Sounds good. We need to complete as much as we can.
Cool. We take the scenic route.
Going
That's
lightning
the fastest
fast.
route there. Yep.
Oh man! So you zip
Yeah.
around Middle Memphis. You see all the performance halls and all the sights to see as quickly as you can possibly see them as you zip past in the Oleg Sky Coach. And eventually arrive in the lower city at Rickon's flat, making your way up, knocking on the door. He answers, eyes glassy and holding a mug, a steaming mug. He says, Hey, gents. What you doing this evening?"
I want an insight check on me immediately. Hey, gents.
He's high as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
He's specifically you recognize it as Dream Lily. It's morphine.
Oh.
Sweet.
Oh.
We have.
Is
Aren't
now
we
a
just?
good time?
No, it's the perfect time. We brought cookies.
Anybody got lesser restoration?
And I will bring out the cookies. Some of the non-shattered cookies that Varian's mom gave me just the other day. I'd be like, we brought the cookies. You seem a little bit hungry.
Ah, I love these little guys. Come on in. And
Okay, yeah.
He puts the cookie in his mouth and he doesn't chew it, and you watch as he's like sucking on it, letting it dissolve in his mouth, get soft.
Nice.
Okay, is he being genuine when he says I love these guys? Because if he is, I'm concerned.
Make an insight check.
Cool.
He's just gumming it at this point.
Pretty much.
Insight? Okay. 14 plus. 23.
He seems genuine when he says, "I love these guys," but you think it's because Dream Lily, it makes you, like, just totally euphoric. You love everything that's going on, you're enjoying life, and it also makes you, like, it's pain numbing, too. So any pain he might experience from, like, crunching on it, gone.
That's really bad for mouth stuff. Just like
Yeah, mouth stuff. Yeah.
shattered teeth. Oh, these are great.
I mean,
He's just sucking on it right now, though.
yep, all this is good phrasing. All right, let's continue forward.
Sucking on Varian's mom's cookies.
You
Mhm.
can't.
Mm-hmm.
You simply can't.
Really bad mouth stuff, yeah.
Just doing a number on his mouth.
You
Uh-huh.
can't keep getting away with this.
This is a highlight reel of what's gonna happen next.
Yep, the next campaign, it's
Next
10
campaign?
times worse.
For sure.
Be prepared.
But yes, Rickon invites you in, loosely gestures to his apartment at nothing in particular and says, help yourself. And just goes and sits down in his little sitting room. The fire is not going. It's all very weird and quiet in here.
I'll merely sit down and be like, yeah, so, Ithronel, huh?
Yeah, that was crazy. Death knell
what-
thing.
Oh, yeah. We have a bit of a plan, actually.
Oh.
And we thought that maybe you could give us some insights,
Yeah.
if being high isn't a problem or anything.
No.
Well, and I kind of broadly explain the plan.
Yeah, we fill him in.
Do you have proof that she's behind this? So you have proof that she's connected, but that she's like the in charge?
The Ringlingard thing is all.
Did we play him the
hearsay.
recording?
No, I don't think the recording actually is her saying like.
It just connects her to like Ray's and the half-elven lady.
The recording does, but if I were to impart on him the entire memory of the conversation since I was present, I feel like there was enough conversation in there outside of the recording that could make it.
Yeah, but the Ithronel speaking was not Ithronel.
I mean, yeah, but the other
Unless we didn't
the
tell anyone.
as I said, the co-conspirators implicated for us.
We still need the nail in the coffin. We need something irrefutable. Or a confession, or both.
Yeah, if there's, anything concrete that shows that she executed this stuff. A lot of this shows that she knows about it, may have been part of it, but... And then he trails off and doesn't finish whatever he was saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. We need something a little bit more concrete, but we have no idea how to. I mean, we thought about possibly having, someone tell her you did it or something, but like, and having her see the reaction. But we don't really. Catching her in the act is a little bit harder. Getting that
Well-
last cookie.
What's the rule? 48 hours? 2 days?
Oh, you can just hold on to them for 48 hours, is what you're saying?
So theoretically, even if you don't have the... What was that really good metaphor Varian just used? Never... Nail in the
Nail in the
coffin?
Oh, yeah. that-
Genius. Never... You go to college.
He does, yes.
Thank you.
If you accuse her without the nail, you could potentially still have 2 days to get that nail. I just don't know what kind of hooju booju she can work from behind bars.
Do you think that getting her behind bars early would reduce our time? Do you think that would put more of a time restriction on her? Because then she's kind of, a caged animal and could do anything at that point? Or do you think it'd be better to do it all at once and try to just be sure? Because I just worry, as you brought up, we don't know what she can do. If we arrest her too soon, things could get worse.
I mean, I think that it's gonna be hard either way. I think arresting her, she's not gonna be able to go kill people more, which is useful. She still hasn't gotten a Kundara or a number of other houses. So maybe tomorrow she was planning that kind of thing.
Okay. We know she does not live with her parents. She visits them occasionally. She's got to have some sort of even if it's not her main residence, she's got to have somewhere where she keeps documentation of this, where she keeps something.
You sent that little gnome lady to go figure that out.
Yeah. She.
He
she's
holds
no
out
longer-
a finger up to Varian, touches your lips. She's dead, isn't she?
Certainly, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I
knew
was
it.
trying to find a nicer way to put that, but yeah, she super dead. Another casualty. Ithronel Adonna's quest for vengeance, power. We don't even know.
And that's sort of her power. But you don't know. Because you could, light a fire under her and accuse her and get 2 days to find the nail and all that stuff. But you don't know what she can do in that time, but, I mean, equally as much, if you let her go about as if nothing's happening, you still don't necessarily know what she's planned, except for that gala we're all invited to.
Yes. I mean, I think her campaign announcement, at least I was expecting something to happen, but it didn't. I wonder if she'll do the same at the gala tomorrow. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if I had to guess as to her intentions, I would probably say it has something to do with her father's aberrant dragon mark, perhaps some sort of intergenerational revenge on the dragon marked houses for the suppression of the aberrants. But I mean, I have no way of knowing that's right until we can put all of this together.
It's been a long time since I've paid too much attention, but she's a politician now. Pretty public.
Ostensibly.
Well, what would you do if you were another politician trying to take her spot? What would that look like? If you can't do it from the shadows, what could you do publicly? My first thought was this gala. Plenty of people she likes and respects, or I don't know, is manipulated, I don't know. But they probably like her to some degree. You go in there and I don't know, fuck that shit up or something.
Kill them all. I like your speed.
Oh wait, no. Oh, like not like spread some rumors or find her friends and.
Do we know any of the Ithronels? I still haven't found a single person that actually hates Ithronel, right?
And I'll just kind of just quick shoot a look at Varian and then keep focusing on the conversation.
Do you still have the mind link going?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I say to Cornelius through the mind link, I'm just like, we don't know where she lives, but I might know where to check if we want to find out.
Check if we want to find out.
This is
Mind
this,
link.
Oh, sorry.
This is
Get out of here.
Mind link. Does my uncle live at the House of Wisdom?
Not with you, no. But you definitely know where to find him.
Okay. Yeah. I could go through my uncle's things.
And I'll just say, oh, if you want to run that by the group, it's all you.
Does everybody else already know? Was that the only one?
I
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Really?
Actually, no. I think I just told Donovan, but who knows? I don't actually remember if I told anybody else or not. I know I told Donovan.
I don't know.
Oh, Spike doesn't know.
Okay, so after kind of exchanging tense glances with Cornelius for a second, I'll just I may have a lead on way to perhaps track down her dwellings.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Who's your lead?
I look at Cornelius and I go,
Mm-hmm. We just me and Donovan are just nodding at each other, just like.
My uncle, they apparently have some sort of connection.
Are you like a mental connection, a spiritual, physical?
I don't know, Spike. Super don't know. Don't really want to find out the details.
If only Squinch was still here, because he would just be so not subtle about this.
Yeah, Squinch just making like pelvic thrusting motions in the background.
It's like flying in the air going, yeah. Oh, rip Squinch. That creepy little fucker.
He lives on in all our hearts. Well, yeah. Like I'm not happy about his. As much as my uncle is a pedantic ass, he is my family. And I'm operating under the assumption that he is not knowingly involved in this. But if there's a chance that this could bring it to a close faster, I'm willing to take a look around his place.
I mean, do we know for a fact that she lives there? Or stays there?
No, I'm
Okay.
imagining they probably have some sort of means of communication.
Oh, okay.
If it's magical, we're out of luck. But if
it's an item or something, we can use it.
yeah,
Hell yeah, let's go to your uncle's place and figure it out, I suppose.
maybe not all of us.
Yeah, all of us, right? Yeah. Super sneaky in my armor and tentacles, so I think that's... Yes, I'm well aware that's not all of us. Thank you, Varian.
Sorry, just
I do
wanna be
understand.
clear.
I put off a different facade, but I mean, I'm not dumb. I just like to kill people.
I like that. I'm not dumb. I just like to kill people. That's pretty good. That's
Can we
pretty
make that a
good.
quote? Can somebody quote that, please?
Oleg, I've never thought you
Doing
were
it.
dumb.
I haven't done a quote in so long.
If anything, I think you're a little too smart for your own good.
I appreciate that. I'll take you off the list a little bit more.
Wait, are there degrees to which somebody can be on your list?
I kid. You're on the top of I would do anything for you list. I would. You're not on any kind of kill
You're
list.
being moved from the I would do anything to you list to I would do anything for you list.
No, I'm very protective.
Yeah.
There's no. This is not my next character. This character is very only fucks with vampires, you know?
Fucking.
Apparently.
Oh really?
So.
Sorry, go
So you talk about your uncle's affair out aloud.
Yeah, I mentioned it.
Rick and Will mention that, that could potentially even be something. Of course. Oh no, he's gonna let it slip. Elbows you, Varian. Sitting near him.
Breaks a rib.
Yep. Immediately punctures lung, starts dying. He says, and actually that affair thing could really be kind of good ammunition if you're trying to out politician her, but actually that's probably a bad idea because it wouldn't look good for our family. That just not good.
Wait, you could say our family?
You knew this, yes? No?
What? The Madani family. What I said.
Oh, we didn't know this. Never mind.
Wait. Wait.
I do remember this being part of the conversation.
I remember hearing this at some point.
Am I forgetting something that was already established?
I don't know if our characters knew. Who knew about this?
I feel like I didn't know about this.
I'm just gonna say we don't know about this.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a divination wizard. He's a dragon marked person, so like.
Are we sure he's not a Dimaduni?
I'm like, I swear up and down, I feel like he said something to Varian a long time ago because Varian is just like him. In like divination wizard, same family, the whole 9 yards. I don't know. I feel like we heard this at some point. I just can't remember when or in what context.
Yeah, but I will look at him and just say, our?
And he says, yeah, House Madani. That's what I said. The family, your family.
Yeah. Okay. I look to all the others just kind of like a...
Maybe I have divination, but I could have sworn I knew this already. Yeah, he's...
What, it's because we're both half-elves, Oleg?
No, I thought it was because you were both idiots.
Got him!
No, that
No.
goes without saying.
No, I thought there was some kind of mark that was on your leg or some shit that I couldn't remember.
There's a mark on my leg, and he rolls up his pants or something.
I could have sworn there was... Okay, well, maybe there's nothing. Alright, cool. I just made an assumption because you're half-elf.
Yikes.
Jesus.
Man, Oleg needs to figure out this Delkir shit.
Yeah.
He's really
Yeah,
falling
I
apart
did.
here.
Fucking minor illusion, just a little blinking sign that just says microaggression.
Microaggression. I don't... Is that something... I'm sorry.
See,
Is
what
that
you-
Like, punch Varian in the leg, and then we'll call that a macroaggression.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, what
and
what you usually do, those are macroaggressions.
okay. Uh-huh. Is
That's
microaggression like a half-elf thing to say?
You're really doubling down on this.
Yikes. I don't know if I want to be friends with Oleg anymore.
Yeah.
I understandable. Okay, this is fine.
Oh, why don't you go mine me some gemstones? Fucking Thor.
I mean,
Whoa!
I've done it before.
Damn.
But is that supposed to be offensive? That's just something that my family and other people do.
That was non-diegetic.
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 Oh.
That's a phrase
I
I'm
think
supposed to
very-
know.
very
Outside of the
incriminating.
game. Oh god.
Travis, as a person, doesn't know words, much less Oleg.
Diegetic means it takes place within the narrative.
Oh,
And
cool.
then diegetic sound would be a character playing a musical instrument, singing or whistling, whereas like a film score is non-diegetic.
Yeah.
You understand that the characters in the film are not hearing it.
And suddenly I remember this from the film class I took. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Anyways.
I just thought of something,
What's that?
Mr. DM.
Yes, sir.
I am. They're not window. I can never remember. Are there windows in this apartment?
Definitely, there's a balcony.
Okay, cool. I just remembered a little something that little conversation I had earlier in the day, and I'm gonna kind of start looking around to see if we're being followed or watched at this point.
Just kind of glancing out the window, or are you gonna like step out onto the balcony?
I'm just gonna say, I just need to get a little air real quick. And I'm gonna step out on the balcony and then look around.
Go ahead and
Just
make a
kind of
perception
put my
check for me.
investigative eye to wake.
To wake.
To wake. All right, perception. Please work. 8. I rolled a natural 1.
Stepping out onto the balcony, get some fresh air. Don't see anything out of the ordinary. You can hear the
Excellent.
music from clubs and performance halls in Memphis, but nothing out of the ordinary.
I don't trust this. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Guess I'll just. Hey, Doc, you do me a favor. I want you to sit out here invisible. Just tell me if you see anybody that looks suspicious, anybody walking on rooftops, anything like that. Just keep watch for a little while, and then I'm gonna go back inside and leave Doc out there invisible to keep an eye out.
He says, "Can do," and sits down. He's a vigilant eye. Okay. So, anything else you guys want to discuss here in Rickon's apartment, or ask Rickon? And are you going to go to Baron Madani's tonight?
What do I know about his schedule?
At this point, he'd probably be having dinner with the fam.
Okay, and he lives in a different house, like a
Yes.
different estate. Okay.
I was going to look and try and figure out where, but yes, he does live in a different estate.
How far away is it from my place?
Not too far, maybe 5 to 10 minute sky coach ride.
Okay. What does he do? Like during the day? Does he have a job?
What does he do?
You.
So, what you do know, is that he is a spellcaster, not necessarily a powerful one by any means. And he sort of works in a clerical position for the Esoteric Order of Arion, the, sort of good and leading magical organization, magical club.
Okay.
Kind of the logistics, clerical, secretary work for them.
Okay, so if I do I have any idea of what window of time would probably have the house the least occupied?
Probably midday. He will definitely be at work. Lonnie will definitely be at school.
Do I know of any safety measures placed on the house?
None that would trigger for you. So he has sort of Madani wards placed on
Would
the
they
house.
register my presence in some sort of way that he would be able to know upon?
No. And it's similar to your estate and Oleg's as well, that if someone who is not necessarily attuned or not given permission to be there, it would go off.
But I would be presumably keyed in.
As family, yeah.
Cool. I guess I will state my intention to the others to go maybe midday tomorrow and just fucking rifle through as much as I can. The other, I guess, before we leave Rickens, I'll just say, another cog in the machine, appropriately enough. Have you ever seen something like this? And I'll take out the chronolometer.
No, not ringing anything.
Never come across anything that looked kind of like this. Same metal, perhaps the same finish.
Wait, yeah, I was actually totally different case. Smugglers bringing in stuff, yada yada yada. Found something like this, and the arm was trying to buy it, trying to add it to their collection. I don't know, it was maybe 50, 60 years ago. But then Moorgrave bought it anyway, stored it in their vault.
We're writing that one down.
Yep.
Which one's Margaret again? That's university, right?
Yeah.
And Varian, you do know that that is not uncommon. And it's not necessarily that Moorgrave and the Arm are necessarily like enemies or anything, but they do compete a little bit for finding artifacts and things like that for, historical sake and whatever else.
Cool. What do I know about their vault?
Oh, it's terrible. It's good terrible. Lots of protection.
Okay.
Not easily accessible by hardly any.
We'll put that on the back burner then.
In theory, you said there's 6 of them, so we know that one is at Moorgrave, we know that one is at the Arm,
We have one here.
and we have one here. Do we know the existence of any others, or no? Because right now, breaking into 2 places doesn't sound too bad, actually. I mean, honestly, like, if I have to deal with those 2 groups being mad at me,
Well,
I could control time, who gives a fuck?
if we just kind of use, we're thinking of places to look for the other 3. Got a couple of good ideas. Part of it, I mean, this was in the old city. There might be a piece down there. There might be a piece in the possession of some higher authority here in the city. Who knows? And since this was a House Cannith creation, if there is any House Cannith presence in the city, they probably possess a piece themselves.
That's a very good point.
Those are just my first thoughts.
Probably shouldn't get too hung up on this at the moment.
Might be
Come
important.
back to it.
But we've got a lot of things to do in a short time to do them, and that might be one of our best options for dealing with our other encroaching problem.
Yeah.
So, but Oh, of note, something I meant to mention, but I was just distracted on the walk over, on the ride over. I read Keelan's mind before we left.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to dig deep, which is why I was very insistent that we left as soon as we could, because well, that means he knew I was looking. But I did get a little bit off the top. He was making plans, sending people, preparing things, and he's sending someone named Chandra to deliver what sounds to be an intimidating message to a bookstore called Half Tax Books and Binding, which, if I remember correctly, is owned by
Owner of the Sharn
the Sharn Inquisitive.
Well, I knew that they had something to do with one another because the stories got swapped around the other day. But, Varian, when are you going to go see your uncle?
I won't really be seeing him. I'll
Sure.
be rifling through his things about midday tomorrow.
All right. Well, I think that I probably shouldn't be the one to go check out this bookbinding place because they'd know who I was.
I can go.
Some of you might want to go to that. Varian, do you want to take care of this stuff with your uncle by yourself, or do you want backup?
I mean, it's definitely best if I go in by myself. No one else will presumably be keyed in to the magical alarm system. But I don't know. One of you wanted to sit it outside. Having backup probably wouldn't be a bad idea, if only to warn me my uncle was coming.
I'll keep an eye out. I'll keep an eye out for your uncle with you if Cornelius, you and whoever else wants to go check out the book place.
Logan,
Easer.
the Warforged community, how involved are they with I'm sorry, the name of the clan that Ithronel is trying to take over? Do you know how involved they are?
Boromar?
Yeah.
Probably no more or less involved than anyone else.
Okay. Just want to make sure. And also, Caramintonin is with the Aurum.
Mm-hmm.
I have an inside. If we ever need to get in there and we want to go down that route, I'm pretty sure I can talk to Kara to give us a private tour.
Oh, all right.
Funny enough, if Caramintonin does not agree to a private tour, I also have an in with the Aurum as a backup plan.
I suppose I have my uncle.
So just in case somebody says no, we've got like 2 other people on deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's make sure mine's at least no. Imagine it's kind of going to be awkward after I
Poke through his things.
I was more thinking send his mistress to prison.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point. Well, who knows? Maybe he'll be relieved. If he finds out she's the house killer, he's probably gonna be like, "Oh shit, I could have died." You know what? Thanks, kid. I mean, he probably won't say anything. Whatever. Anyway.
I don't imagine he'd volunteer that information even after it came out, but who knows? Blackmail's a nasty word, but
Mm-hmm.
it's nice to have information about people.
Mm-hmm.
You've changed, Varian.
I'm so proud of you, kid. You're growing up so fast.
I love it.
Almost dying will do that to you.
You're going places. Oh man. So anything else for the night for the following morning and afternoon? Yes.
We Varian, we have a scrying to do.
Oh yes. You don't happen to have a crystal ball, do you, Rickon?
Yeah, of course. Provides you with necessary resources.
Oh, does he really?
Yes, he really does.
I was just like, okay. Is he being sassy right now?
Oh, definitely does.
Now, Varian, my understanding of scrying is limited as I've not used it myself, but I know a little thing or two. Usually helps if you have something that belongs to the person you're looking for, right?
That is indeed how it works.
Do you think we could get Yusuf on the phone and get a hold of that sword again?
That's a fair question.
Not even take it, just go and do it there.
Or could try. Yeah.
Yeah. Would I reasonably know if they would have scrying shit at the King's Citadel? Yeah. Have they got rights or is it like America?
Kaboom!
And that was the last time we saw Carson.
Fuck George W. Bush.
Oh man. Either way, Rickon will.
Hot take: the Patriot Act was bad.
Yep. Rickon will let you
Super hot
borrow
take, yeah.
his crystal ball either way. And for the sake of brevity, yes, you can get access to the sword for a brief time.
Cool.
I'll roll a save here.
Yeah. Let's see what we're subtracting.
Because I think if you want a personal item, or
Possession
something,
or garment -4.
we are familiar with the target because we have
Trying is
met him and spoken to him in
and kissed
person.
him.
You have kissed him, true.
That's if that.
Oh, can he collect the
Sounds
saliva
fun.
off of his mouth still?
No, I imagine that he has
I sure
drank
hope not.
things and bathed.
Nah, he's not bathed since then.
It's Varian, of course he's
Okay,
bathed.
so first hand, I think that's reasonable. So +0 on his end, and then possession or garment, so -4.
Yep.
All told, -4. All right, let's see it.
With all of his additions and bonuses and things.
Yeah.
18.
Spell state DC 17.
Damn it.
So scry unsuccessful.
Does he sense? Somebody tried to scry on him.
On a successful save, the target isn't affected and you can't use a spell against it for 24 hours.
Yep. Well,
That's it.
fuck.
That's it.
Well, that's cool.
Oh,
I'm not there. I don't know why I'm saying that. No.
If the target knows you're casting the spell, it can fail the saving throw voluntarily if it wants to be observed.
That's so ominous.
He just have a dude just sitting there.
is Ray's an exhibitionist?
Yikes.
I mean, he did slaughter a entire district just so people would see.
The guy has
Alternative
stats.
idea. Alternative idea, Varian. You got another scrying use in you? Perhaps.
I could certainly try.
You may not be able to go after Reyes again for the next day. But you know who we can scry on?
Who's that?
Ithronel.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but the more information we can gather before we make moves again tomorrow is. We can think of alternative ways to maybe gather extra information about Ithronel without scrying on Ithronel. We should do that, but within a short time frame, because beauty sleep and all that. Clearly, and I just kind of gesture to myself.
Yeah. Do we have any of her possessions? Has she given me anything?
You have invitations and
We have the
letters from her.
invitations.
Does that count?
Possession or possession. It's not really something she possessed, so probably not.
What about does Oleg still have the poison?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The vial of poison.
that could work.
Yeah.
And I'd say we are just, especially Varian, are collectively very familiar with Ithronel.
Yep. Okay, so that's. Would you say it's familiar?
Yes, I'd say you're quite familiar.
And okay, we don't have
Possession.
any of the connection stuff.
Just a possession if you take the poison.
Okay, so that's a solid -9. I'll do it. One more try.
And remember how many inspirations you have.
What's that?
Remember how many inspirations you have.
Oh, that's true.
Can we go back and make Reyes reroll?
Or any portent rolls.
My portent rolls were good. That's the unfortunate thing.
But also the fortunate thing.
Yeah. We'll do it on Ithronel.
Okay.
See what she rolls. You gotta hit or beat a 17. -9.
You start to focus on the scry, and even though this is your first time using this crystal ball variant, it feels very natural, conjuring up some green cloudy energy within it. So you scryed on, or attempted to scry on Race, and Cornelius, you watch as Varian is focusing on this crystal ball to scry on Ithronel, and the entire time he's doing it, there's no green energy, no green vapors, nothing happening with the crystal ball. And Varian, your spell doesn't reach. You can't locate Ithronel. It's like she doesn't exist. It's not there.
She has some sort of wall protecting her from divination magic. I've cast similar things myself.
She did have a lot of magic items on her.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Well, if we know if she gets away, there's pretty much no finding her.
Oh wait, didn't we hear from her mother or something that she had that or something similar? We had known about a gift. I guess we hadn't known exactly what it was.
We didn't know exactly what she gave her, but we know that it was she was gifted items to help her boost her capabilities. It's not outside of the realm of possibility that some kind of amulet against detection or something like that would be on that list.
I wonder.
And alternatively, she could just be dead, right?
I'm not sure how. I believe you can still scry on the undead. I've never done it myself, but in theory, it should still work. They still have a soul which is bound to the magical aether of this world, so that you should be able to find through the web of magic. It's either she has some sort of item, or we are dealing with something entirely outside the laws of nature. And I very much hope it is the former.
Please don't be a dragon. Please don't be a dragon. Please don't be a dragon.
And at this point, I assume sort of in this evidence locker area, where you first did the scrying, now you're doing a secondary scrying. Yuvsid makes an appearance. Another smirk on her face. So, Killian brought in that gentleman from the Order of the Alley.
Oh, did he?
And do you know our methods? Magical methods of coercion and getting information?
I'm intimately familiar.
Unfortunately.
We had to let the gentleman go by this point. Poor guy, but we got what we needed. The Order of the Alley is stubborn. Would not reveal where they operate. That has apparently been a secret for decades, if not centuries. He did say where a certain someone operates. And that's where we're going to stop for this week.
Fuck! We got
Cheeky.
30 more minutes. Come on.
Cheeky.
Nope. And on a cliffhanger.
Damn you. Writing.
Gotta make you want it. Gotta make you want it next week.
You're
Bro,
right.
I've been wanting it for several weeks.
That much more juicy.
That's true. Plus, I'm pooped. So
Plus
I'll
I'm
give it that.
pooped.
Same.
Man, this is gonna be a culmination of over a year of streaming.
I know.
It'll probably be over a year of just this one case. Yes.
Yeah.
Unrelated, but the new Spider-Man trailer just came out like 10 minutes ago.
Excellent.
Sick. That was leaked like earlier today.
Yeah, but it's like the actual video. It's
That's awesome. I haven't watched the last Spider-Man actually.
The
sadly.
Witcher animated movie.
or it's I think it's a series, isn't it?
No, it's a movie. The
Is it
Nightmare
really?
something or other.
Nightmare of the Wolf. I'm gonna watch that probably when we're done with this.
I got an email about that. They were like, we added this movie to Netflix that you might like. And I was like, excellent, cool. Thank you.
Would. Thank you.
That's probably the first
more-
relevant email you've sent me in a
Thank
while.
you, robot overlords.
Make more animated adaptations of things.
Not
Live
much.
action is overrated.
Less
Real
live
people
action.
overrated.
And a lot of people are like already like we were talking about the Cowboy Bebop thing earlier. I'm not gonna say it's bad until I watch it because I will always give something a fair shake because I feel like it's like the trendy thing to do to be like, oh, this sucks. I haven't seen it, but it sucks. We'll see. I want to see it. And if it sucks, it sucks. But I'm gonna give it a fair shake
I'm gonna assume
because
it's sucks.
aesthetically, it doesn't look terrible. But the thing is, the thing is, I do agree with people should start remaking things that were live action animated. I think we should start doing the opposite of what everyone's doing because seeing things animated that used to be live action
Way
is
cooler.
like that thing they're doing with Star Wars, where they're getting anime companies to do Star Wars side stories. That shit's gonna be hype. There's a Studio Trigger one. It's gonna be so good. You can tell it's Studio Trigger just by like looking at it. It looks hype as shit.
I'm not really big into Star Wars, but I'm definitely gonna look into that because Studio Trigger rocks.
All the animation companies that obviously watch our Twitch channel.
Hey, Trigger.
Make more animated stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, let us know if you want to make a anime version of our D&D character.
Yeah.
so.
Give me Casablanca with Looney Tunes. Do it.
It's called Looney Tunes Back in Action, Carson. You should watch it. It has Brendan Fraser in it.
Does it?
No, that's
It
Space
does.
And it's like it's not that bad of a movie though. Like it's actually kind of fun. When I was a kid, I used to love the movie. I don't know. I haven't rewatched it. You know what? I'll rewatch it the next week. We'll do a
Let's-
follow up.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for where's the Xylo Plays review of
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Do it.
It's the exclusive.
Do a live stream in your Discord of like, this is me my reaction to watching Looney Tunes back in action. Oh man. Well,
So wait, is Brendan Fraser voicing somebody, or is
No,
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 he's
he's
not
in
just in it.
Him.
It's one of those
Live
movies.
Okay,
yeah,
like
it's one of those.
Nick
Yeah,
or Who Framed
like
Roger
or
Rabbit.
yes, which also Who Framed Roger Rabbit, great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
holds up.
Good movie. Anyway,
Any hoozle. Thank you everyone for who popped in while we were streaming. It's getting juicy, and I'm excited to see every week, every single week. Rachel asked me, "Did they do it yet?" And I always have to be like, "Almost."
Of course not, Rachel.
Ithronel was right there behind him the whole time. They just never turned around.
Ithronel was that bodyguard. I knew I should pick him up.
Never mind, I
How
can't
can we
repeat.
be sure any of
Ithronel's
us
been-
isn't Ithronel?
Ithronel's
That's
been
true.
pulling a deacon from Fallout 4 the whole time, just like following us around in different disguises and costumes, and just observing what we do, just to see how well we do.
That's such
Is
a cool
Rachel
thing.
still awake?
No, definitely not.
And
Okay.
the funny thing is still I am still finding Deacon in different places. I'm just like, wait a minute, I've just now noticed that's you motherfucker.
What are you doing here?
I mean, you do have a doppelganger friend that's on the loose somewhere.
We do.
I suppose we could
Unfortunately.
just message them.
Yeah, you scry at him. He's like, "Hey, what's
or
up?
send or sending. Yeah.
Hey, I've been wondering when you guys will reach out to me." Oh man, but
Not a terrible idea.
we'll figure out what happens next week, because barring crazy circumstances, we all have power. We'll be right back here.
I feel like that was like a little personal.
Jesus.
No, that was as like a group, like
No,
right, we all
no.
have
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
fine, provided that Xavier has power, and he decides to show up to the session.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
For those of
crying.
us- for those of us that moved into apartments with power, we'll be there.
At the,
Oh my
at the
God.
same charm
Wow.
time,
Yep,
shame,
Shame,
charm, place.
Yep, Travis said it.
Hit it, boys.
Shame,
Sharn,
Sharn,
Sharn, Sharn, Sharn.
Darn.